So, Yarrow, for our young listeners who are college students, grad students, and young professionals who may be struggling right now, they could be struggling to keep up with their schoolwork or struggling to figure out how to pay for college or to pay off their college loans, maybe even struggling with depression, feeling overwhelmed, and won't have the opportunity, at least not in the very near future, to participate in an experience like the one you just described in Hatch, Mexico. How can they find the superhero inside themselves?
That's a beautiful question. I spent a lot of time by myself and finding, almost kind of recruiting people to be positive influences on me. And I was put in the Big Brothers and Sisters program at one point, which I have an immense amount of respect for. And a fellow named Howard Pilata had a huge impact on me. The summary of all of that is actively seeking out and asking for guidance and mentorship is a really big one. And not everyone has. We lived in married student housing, which was government subsidized. And I would wander around and just start conversations with people. And it would take a while to find someone who actually wanted to talk to a kid who was so curious. But seeking out a mentor and saying, hey, would you be a mentor for me? It takes a little bit of courage, but will always lead to something positive. And number two, I have a lot of belief in this ancient philosophy of the ikigai, of wanting to identify what is your kind of reason for existence, recognizing like, what are you doing when you're at the happiest? Is it drawing? Is it fill in the blank? And that usually means that's a gift that you have. There's something special there and what you're passionate about. But then if you can kind of cross-reference that with what the world needs most, then you're starting to get closer to being able to articulate and envision something to aim toward. So those two, between having a mentor and something to aim toward, at least gives you a rough sketch outline of something, a path to start walking down. And Steve Jobs had a famous quote. He would look at himself in the mirror every morning and say, am I excited about what I'm doing today? And if too many days in a row the answer was no, then something had to shift. Like he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. You know, I believe we're all here as these instruments that can accomplish a lot. But if we're not in this role in the world where we're serving ourselves and serving the world simultaneously, it's not an effective use of our time. We're not fulfilling the mission of us.
Yeah, I agree. So I want to make sure that I understand what you've said. One way that young people can find the superhero that they are meant to be is to do a little soul searching or take some inventory. What do I like to do? What am I really good at? That's my superpower. And that is what I can use to achieve, basically to realize what I am capable of.
Yes. I will put two more add-ons to that. Find someone who's doing the thing that you want to do and go offer to be an apprentice for them. It feeds your own sense of purpose and being. It helps unleash that inner superhero. And so, again, that premise of how do you save the world, start with where you are, that also means inside. The human development of serving an apprenticeship, finding someone who's doing what you want to do and offering of yourself, I think is a huge head start in the right direction.
I love that. That is so fantastic.